kind of time to dive in a little bit, or maybe dip our toes, if you will.
To it.
First and foremost, I want to hear how old you were when you met your ex-best friend.
Oh, so I met her in 7th grade
7th grade.
At-
Critical.
at the San Diego School of Creative and Performing Arts.
She meant so, baby.
Yep. She was cool. She has a twin. Her twin was a little meaner, but she was cool. This is actually, I also realized I was talking to my best friend who I've been with since 4th grade.
Oh,
She's always hated her, by the way. So my best friend has always hated Dildo Baggins is what we'll name her.
Dildo Baggins, DB. We're on the shit list. Let's go.
Because if I gave away her real name, I'm a little afraid because she's married to a cop. And it's like,
What?
yeah, literally, if that doesn't say enough about her, then I don't know what does, you know?
Make great choices.
Yeah.
Wrap. That is it.
That's it. And that's why we're not friends anymore.
She
now.
married a cop, so
So I met her in 7th grade. She was cool. I was like, I was sort of like an outlier at school, mostly because like, I feel like California is not used to like Afro-Caribbean people. So I was like trying to connect with like Latino people, but had a hard time connecting with them because my mom's Afro-Caribbean, she's Puerto Rican. So I was just like, okay, like I'm mostly like gonna hang out with like, Black people or other biracial people.
Sure.
And then I made best friends with only 2 other white kids in school. You know them, you love them, Ari and T.
Oh my gosh, shout out Ari and T. Can't wait to have you both as guests.
Yeah, they're great.
And you guys, so you've all been friends since middle school.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a whole other episode for another day.
I also used to hate T, but that's now I love T. I can't get enough of T. But anyway,
I love you.
but anyways, back to Dildo Baggins. So I met her. She was like part of like the Latina girl group, but she was like also one of those Latina girls that used to love to say the N-word. And like that always made me feel like a little weird, but like, it was the 2000s, like white kids were saying it, I guess. And it was just like nothing we could really do about it, I suppose, because we didn't have backbone then. But definitely uncomfortable. So yeah, I would usually like hang out with like these other girls, and I was a part of this other like girl gang called PYD.
PYD.
Yeah, the Pretty Young Dimes, baby.
Obviously, I was I was seconds away from spitting that one out of my mouth. I just knew you were a pretty young dime.
I was a part of the Pretty Young Dimes. My nickname was Juice Box, not because I have a juicy pussy, but because I don't drink. I do. If anyone knows, it's Andy.
You should really do it. Not to out Dani on air, but she does in fact have a juicy pussy, so don't let her lie to you.
Mm-hmm. You sit under me, you're wondering if you're in a rainstorm or what. It's like drop top in the rain, baby. I'm just kidding. It's dry. No, just joking. She's dry. No, but they used to call me Juice Box because I still to this day do not drink. I've never had a sip of alcohol. I'm very halal.
Sober babe.
Yeah.
Love you.
So everyone make sure that they had a Capri Sun available for me. These girls protected me, so I'm still sometimes like I'm friends with them. They're more like acquaintance friends. But shout out to Monica, Bianca, Beth, all my girlies.
And Dildo Baggins.
No, Dildo Baggins was not part of PYD. That's where I was gonna inch up to. So I was a part of PYD, and then I was in class with Dildo Baggins. And Dildo Baggins was sort of like this like cool, like I wanted access to the Latina girl. And Dildo Baggins is Colombian.
Okay.
And so she made me feel like I was like a part of like the Latino like experience in a way that I never felt like I could be a part of the Latino experience. So that was the intro into her. It was like into my Latinidad.
Yeah.
So that's how like that happened. Is
La
like
revolución.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, she was like the awakening of Latinidad in good and horrible ways. You know?
And in 7th grade at that,
Yeah.
to 11, 12,
Mhm.
like critical,
Yeah.
primitive baby brains.
Right.
Where you think you know literally everything.
Yeah.
And you know absolutely nothing.
Nothing. But yeah, so she went to school. We were like acquaintance friends and stuff. And like, I really liked her. I liked like her little older cousins who were in school. They were a lot of fun. Also like big crew of like Colombian girlies.
Yeah.
Then fast forward, she left school because it was a performing arts high school. So it wasn't like a normal high school. So if you were like a really cool kid where you didn't have to be there because of like your neighborhood area,
Sure.
then people would go to Morris High School or Helix. I think she went to Helix, but this is all very San Diego terminology. by the way, so sorry in advance.
Shout out San Diego.
Shout out to San Diego. So I think she ended up going to Helix, but like we'd see these people like, at school dances or whatever.
Sure. All around the friends of friends, the groups,
Yeah.
mutuals.
So then on MySpace, we ended up reconnecting senior year.
Oh, high school.
Yeah, like a little more closely.
So you had middle school, but then you went to different high schools.
Yeah, and like we were just
But
like
stayed mutual.
really mellow. Like we still liked each other and stuff like that. It was funny though because like throughout the years, people would always like talk shit about her and stuff, and I thought it was
So
weird.
hold on, really quick. Pump the brakes. I want to know a little bit more about Foundation, you and Dildo Baggins, because it's mostly middle school. It sounds like where you got to have the
Mhm.
like in-person time. What kind of stuff were you guys doing together? I mean, we're kids, you're shooting the shit. Like,
So I wasn't really allowed to spend the night at people's houses. So we never did like sleepovers or anything, but like, I'd like ditch class with her and like we'd get burritos, make friends with the security
that's
guards.
not
who
a
knew
San
we were
Diego
ditching
thing I've
class
ever heard,
and
actually.
See, the thing is if you're gonna ditch class in San Diego, you have to get the school security guard a burrito.
Yeah.
That's like the deal.
1000%.
um,
It's a SoCal exclusive,
yeah,
right?
it really is. But yeah, so I would do like kind of like
Okay.
bad girl things with her, but
That's
not even like they were still pretty innocent bad girl
Sure.
things,
Sweet.
And I just felt like she gave me access to like this level of cool and like no judgment. But I also
But so it
realized
is more, I guess it is more so it's like it's not just like you sit next to each other in class and you like say hi sometimes. You guys are like hanging out.
we're hanging out,
Okay.
yeah, and she'd make me feel like I was like cool because even the PYD girls like they loved me, but they treated me like I was their baby. But Dildo made me feel like I was her like her peer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I get babied a lot in school. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I give off baby energy or something.
Cute face, I guess.
I guess I don't know, but like, and it was fine. Like I played into it, but
Sure.
like I like that Dildo didn't do that. So that was like part of like the connection.
That's beautiful.
Made me feel like I said, I was like able to connect culture.
Yeah.
Like do these things. So
Of course. Okay, so
Anyhow.
now we're senior year and we reconnect.
We're reconnecting. And like her birthday's coming up. She's an Aries, by the way.
If y'all could be in the room right now and feel how thick is this why?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is what I
So
realized.
what we'll do for a hot sec is backtrack and say that if you haven't been able to tell already, Dani and I are friends. And if there's one thing I know about Dani from day one of meeting her, your ass better not be an Aries. She'll tell you how hot you are,
Yeah.
but that's it. Don't
All
be an
Aries
Aries
people are
around
hot.
Dani.
I will say I do like a March Aries better than an April Aries.
That's fair.
Those are more Pisces.
Yeah.
Just like, and I do love a March Pisces, but I do love a February Pisces.
Pisces are better. We
They're a
know.
little bit better.
We know.
I
That's so funny. So this is where
this is where it stems from.
I'm real time learning the foundation of the lore right now.
Yeah.
This is where the Aries
Yeah.
hatred started.
Yep.
All right,
This
take
is
us
where
back
it
in.
started.
And her birthday's coming up. It's senior year. It's almost over. Y'all
Yeah.
have to be done with high school.
Yeah. Her birthday's coming up, senior year. She's like, come to my birthday, meet all of my new friends. And I'm like, cool. Like, let me meet all of your new friends. And then I end up meeting all of her new friends, and I become a part of this clique.
Oh.
And I'm in a clique with Dildo Baggins from my 18th year till like maybe my 24th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a wild
heavy, heavy, deep, messy, tumultuous
and that is
friendship.
the transition from childhood into adulthood.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like you're not 25, so the prefrontal lobe development is like but I mean, to be at the end of high school to your mid 20s is the adulthood jump.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It was crazy. I also like I really loved her a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm very
That's where the friend breakups come. You have to. The love has to be there. Otherwise, it's just like, oh, we drifted apart, or like, oh, we fell off. But like, a breakup happens because the love is so big.
I know, and I want to tell you my perspective of this without sounding like a piece of shit, and I'm trying to figure out.
No, we're on your side. Fuck Dildo Baggins. You're never welcome here. Fuck all Aries, and sorry, you're.
I mean, Ari would agree. So look, like I'm going to say a lot of outsiders. I'm a very reflective person. I'm not somebody who always thinks like I'm the victim. Like I'm very much like, okay, like if I'm feeling very victimized, my first thing is to be like, okay, why do I feel like the victim? Like, what have I done? And I almost give that too much grace, to be fair. But I'm okay with that because I feel like I'm not a fucking angel. Like I'm annoying. Like I'm an annoying person.
But you also are truly one of the best people on planet Earth.
I appreciate you saying that.
Outside of me being your friend, objectively,
that's really
the way you move through the world and are to your friends and not even just your friends, but to every person who is a person. Like,
That's really nice.
you treat people well and you're a good person.
I try to. I think like sometimes
You're also
not
just
good
funny
about
as fuck. So maybe some people don't
it.
get
Thank
it.
you so much. I think, yeah. I think like, that's the price you pay when you're 100% yourself. It's like you're very willing to make the big mistakes, but also it's like the people around you have to, be willing to like let you be okay with making those big mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like was not one of those people.
Mm.
She was like a very sensitive person who didn't know herself very well, and I knew exactly who she was,
Mhm.
but I didn't judge it.
Okay.
And I think that would make her feel very
Do you think you could sense it before like she did? Like, was she figuring it
this is
out?
my biggest problem with anyone is like I'm a very fast processor. I was actually talking to my therapist about this, like how like it's like look, I can process like faster what's going on and I can actually believe it or not get over things quicker, but I don't get over them if there's no like mutual processing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's harder for
So it's
me
a
because I'm
two-way
a fucking
street.
human, right? Like, so I'm just like, I'm not like, yeah, I'm like so mature. I'm always over things. I'm like, no, because I will ultra process this like behavior or I'll like really like, I'll find a way to make me the villain even to the point, like, which is fine because maybe I am. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I am, right? And so it's just like,
Spectrum.
it really is. It really is. So it's just like, it's really just like finding like the right balance of like self awareness. And I think with she would take advantage of that a lot.
Mm.
And my other friends would see that.
Dildo, no.
Did I say her name?
It's like, what got?
With Dildo, she would do
But
that a
Dildo
lot.
took advantage.
Dildo would take advantage of that, and
Like,
Dildo
like maliciously, like you
yeah.
could tell, like on purpose.
Dildo would, like she would do a lot of, like, emotional abuse with me
Mm.
because, like I said, you remember how I said, like, people like to baby me a lot?
Yeah.
So she would get, like, very, like, jealous or,
Being
like,
boyfriend.
weird about that, and
That's kind of a theme with
yeah.
friend breakups. It's like at some point, even though it's like a platonic friendship, the mean boyfriend energy just
Mhm.
finds its way in there somehow.
Right, and this was, like, during, like, our clubbing years and, like, our boyfriend years.
In San Diego too.
Mhm. And, like, I'm always somebody who's, like, for some reason, always had a boyfriend.
Mm.
And, one time I was in a relationship with this guy who was physically abusive.
Mm. During this,
Yeah.
with being friends with
This
Dildo.
was like and I don't blame her for this one. This one was tough. Oh my god, I haven't talked about this in a long time. This one was tough. So, like, I was in a physically abusive relationship with this guy who had a lot of trauma.
Mm.
And I was like I said, I'm able to, like, see what people are going through and process faster for them.
Mhm.
I don't think he was a bad person.
Yeah.
And I think a
Well,
lot
that's
of
the
times
spectrum, right? It's
yeah.
like, and the way you're like, oh, I can be good or I can be bad, but it's like, are there good people or bad people,
Right.
or are there just people?
Right.
Yeah.
And would, like, verbally abuse me for being in this relationship with him because she was, like, mad about it.
I mean, but that's a real kick a mother down thing to do. That's
Right.
so
But I think
tough.
she was doing the best she could. And, like, in
Yeah.
her defense, I think she was very worried about it.
There.
But also, she was very, like, okay with me in that relationship because I think she perceived me as somebody who was, like, prettier than her, which is not true. I think that Dildo was very stunning.
Yeah.
But she would kind of treat me like, "Oh, every time you walk into a room, you just need so much attention." Like, she'd say things like that to me, but it's like I wasn't doing anything to get attention. Or she'd be like, "You know what those people actually think about you? I'm gonna tell you this because it's the truth. They think you're stupid. Like, they think you're like" so she would do a lot of stuff like that.
Another reoccurring theme here on Ex-Best Friend, the mean boyfriend ness comes and almost, I feel like probably always directly rooted in jealousy. You don't say things like that to people or do these kinds of things unless you're projecting.
But I
or like
really don't
very rarely is
Right.
that, that's not real because you're not stupid. And it's like, you don't require attention from anybody, but yeah, people look at you when you walk in a room because you're hot. Like, that's just life sometimes, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But jealousy is,
I know, and I have a hard time with the word jealousy. I really always want to rebuke it because, like, I'm not saying I don't feel those feelings, but I just don't feel them the same way I think the majority of people feel them.
I love that actually. We at some point once kind of broke down just something I read once.
Mhm.
I don't have the source, but it's like, I'm with you in rebuking jealousy because I read that kind of in a way. Jealousy itself isn't actually real. It's
Yeah.
just underneath. Basically, it can be one of three things. It can be sadness, anger, or fear.
Yeah.
So it's like, sure, we call it jealousy, and that's maybe what you see or what we're naming this thing. But if you actually just peel a layer or two back, it's rooted in one of these like very quote unquote simple emotions in the sense that we just like learn what these are in elementary school.
Mhm.
We know to be sad and to be angry and to be scared. We know what these things are, but we just, I guess, don't realize that once they become a little more complex, they start to look like these really like intricate, crazy things, but they're still just
Yeah.
Like, I'm jealous of this person, but really I'm just like, oh, I'm afraid that because they look this way, that I look this way, or whatever it is. It's like, I
No,
feel you on rebuking
and I
jealousy.
think, like, for me too, just to add to it, my mom is somebody who's always been like, the reason why none of my relationships with other women worked was because they were jealous of me. Or like my sisters would be like, they're so jealous of you. And I just did not like that because I was like, how could somebody be jealous of me when I'm a completely different person than them?
That's fair.
Because like I don't feel jealousy that way. Like I said,
Yeah.
I do feel have a feeling, but it's never usually at people. Like, I'm very clear about my emotions towards somebody, like, whether it's sad, like what you're saying, or whether it's anger, whether it's confusion, or in comparison and jealousy, right, a fine line, but there is a difference. Comparison and jealousy,
speaking
right,
my
a fine line,
language right
but
now.
there is a difference.
Totally.
And I know the difference and I can sense the difference.
Yeah.
I'm very self-aware. I'm very hyper self-aware. And so that's why I rebuke jealousy, because I'm just like, I don't want that to be the reason why we're not friends.
Yeah.
Like, I believe that you are so good on your own.
Yeah.
And you are so like, wonderful and magical. And like, I want to be more like you. Like, I don't want to, I want to be like a strong person like you. I want to be a creative person like you. I want to like, that's how I process is like, I want to be more like
But I
that.
think also really fair to point out that like that's you having a lot, like you said, like self-awareness is having you, that's you having confidence and self-esteem and all these things that are actually as common and probably tie right in there to the quote
Yeah.
unquote jealousy. But like
I still find ways to lose my self-esteem.
sure, we all do.
It's
Like,
season.
I think one of the easiest examples, if you like look at a romantic partnership and be like, I'm jealous that my partner is doing this thing, maybe with someone else. But really you're like, oh, I'm sad that I'm not also with my partner right
Yeah,
now.
or I
I'm
can't participate in that
yeah.
level of like connection with you.
Yeah.
Like that's like what I
That's
would
what
say.
the jealousy is.
Yeah.
It's you feeling maybe FOMO or
Right.
like whatever else it is.
And I feel like jealousy is the idea that you can't process those feelings. So it's easy to just label it.
I
as jealousy.
agree. And I honestly just love it. I'm so stuck now on rebuking jealousy. And I feel that's so hard too, because it's also, I think, used, like you're saying, how people will be like, oh, they're just jealous of me. It's so often used as just like a,
To
like
dismiss the person.
yes,
Or what they're
just to be
going
like,
through.
I just think it's funny because it's like someone could be like, "Oh, I'm a really jealous person." They go, "Okay, would you like that about yourself?" Like that'd be like me being like, "Oh, I'm a really like aggressive person. That's just who I am." Like, what? What do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
work on it.
Yeah.
It'd be to be like, I'm just very jealous.
Or also if you're aggressive, cool, but like also like let people know that that's who you are, in like but like in like the safest way possible.
I always just like the like acceptance of like, oh, it's just jealousy. Like,
Yeah.
it just is what it is. There's no fixing it. It's just there.
Right. And I just hate that. I don't like it. It's happened with it. I have very rarely it's very rare I have a falling out. Like I think I've had a total of like now 4 falling outs in my whole life, like just like full on fallouts, like where it's like I don't really know what happened. And I'm just like it's crazy. Dildo was one of them.
Yeah.
So, anyways, back to that. She would just do like a lot of stuff like that.
Trying their best to be kind of supportive in this time where you like need support because you're in an unhealthy situation. But I guess it sounds just like doing it in a way that isn't actually that helpful.
Right.
It is kind of causing more harm than good.
Well, and I was very private about like what was happening with me, but then she would like kind of start telling people, but then would like turn it around and be like, well, she just wants attention. That's why she's letting him hit her.
Wow. Woof. Big wolf.
And then when I would confront her about that, she would start crying.
Wait, is she white? I'm just kidding.
Well, she's I mean, yeah, because Latina dad's not a race, right? She's not a white Latina.
Tears are just
girls. She's definitely like you're not supposed to diagnose people, but she has something going on. She has something going on.
It's because we all do.
I don't know. You're not supposed to diagnose.
Yeah, you're not supposed to diagnose people, but it's also like we're all diagnosable.
Yeah. I have something going on. You have something going on. She has something going on. And that's the best I can say. Sure. We all have things going on. I think that's the safe way to do it. She got something going on.
That's fair.
That's what my dad says. I think it's really funny.
They got something going on.
Yeah. He's like, they got something going on. And I think that's like a really fun. Like he actually means it meaner. I put a softer spin.
Oh, I like the softness to it. It's sweet.
Yeah, they got something going on. But yeah, so
it's okay because you're saying this last like 18, 19 to 24 is when it happened.
So when the guy used to hit me, that was between the ages of 20 to 22.
Okay, so it's getting closer. It sounds like a pretty big catalyst of it coming to
an end. And then she called my dad to tell him what was happening.
What?
And then that was very traumatic because my dad did not handle that well. And
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Anybody would, especially when it's like not coming from you.
Yeah. She was always like, she also didn't have a dad, and I was raised by a single dad. So she like would always be like, you're so lucky you have a dad that like she'd like be teaming up with like my dad. And I think she had like a crush on my dad. It was really weird. Like I was like, she was like always trying to like hang out with my dad and his
Dildo
friends.
Baggins, are you good?
No, it was actually a really toxic, weird dynamic. And I would tell my dad, I was like, don't hang out with my friends. He's like, your friends want to hang out with us. And I was like, Dad, don't hang out with my friends.
It's weird.
No, my dad himself was fine. His
Sure.
friends are weird. I don't like my dad's friends. Like, they're more acquaintances, but they're like friends of friends. My dad isn't directly friends with some of these people.
Yeah.
But like, like I said, partying age. So like sometimes I'd see my dad's a young dad. I'd see my dad at the same bar we're at. Like, but instead, like I would just have fun with my dad. Like I love my dad. And my dad was not a weird, creepy person at all. For those of you who are like, get weird. It's like, no, my dad.
I mean, like, props to your dad. Like, he did do the single dad thing.
Yeah.
So.
Like we're just friends. And also again, I don't drink. So whenever I see my dad out in the club, I'm like, oh, I'll give him a ride home.
Drive you home.
I'll make sure he's safe.
Eating for dad tonight.
Yeah. That's sweet. But would bring like some of her clique, some of her friends along, and like I think some of her friends ended up fucking some of my dad's friends. It was a really weird, like
so
I was really
funny.
uncomfortable. Anytime we were hanging out with dudes, anytime I wanted to date a dude, there was this one dude. We were out one time. There's this one dude that I really liked. His name was Eric Dildo. Knew that I really liked him. We were going out, and then Dildo used to do this thing like when she'd get drunk, she would like run, like sprint somewhere. It was like really weird. Like there's like people who do that. Like the people are all like, you need a lot of attention. They need a lot of attention.
Projection is what I'm saying.
Like I'm just like, girl, what?
People who are like doing well and like having an okay time aren't out here like putting these things on people and being like, you're this and you're that and you're this and you're that.
But I would internalize the things she said, and I would like sit and I think about all the bad things that I am. I'd be like, do I need a lot of attention? Am I not okay? Like.
But also, I would love to make a clear note that like it is okay to need and want attention. Like it's also fine,
especially in your early 20s.
Especially in your early 20s. But there's no need to make everything so.
According to our ENT, I didn't.
There's just like no need for it to be such a big like situation,
right?
Yeah, it's something that she's like using as this like weird weapon against you. Like for what?
Right? What? Anyways, she ran off. It was somewhere in Pacific Beach. I'm looking for her. With Eric. And me and Jovan, who was the guy that she was like kind of into. Yeah. We were like looking for them, and then like we saw them coming back, and like she was like, yeah, we fucked on the beach. Okay. And I was like,
oh yeah.
And then later, like I'm like sort of like finding out like I dated this guy named in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved him. I didn't really understand how dating worked when I was younger. All I knew is I didn't want to have sex. And me and were just like best friends. And I loved him. He was actually very respectful, very sweet, very kind to me.
It's important to have this.
He was a great boyfriend, but we were very much platonic.
Sure.
Like
your kids.
We were very much platonic, but he was a little more advanced, like he was a year older and stuff like that. So he definitely wanted to have sex. And I was like, I'm not ready to have sex. I'm not ready. I was like, how about this? I was like, and I would tell him, you break up with me. You can have sex with whoever you want because it's not cheating, and then we'll get back together. Like, we would do that.
Okay, non-monogamous queen.
We did that so much. Like, we would break up every 3 weeks, but it was okay. He's like, I'm ready to break up. I was like, okay, great. And when like you're done doing your thing, let's get back together. Because like I loved having a boyfriend.
You're kind of a non-monogamous icon right now.
I know.
This is kind of incredible to learn about you.
I was like, go do your thing. And he was like, okay.
All right, that's the pod. Dani's poly. And
I just don't like being cheated on. And that is an important distinction with poly people. You can't cheat on people. You can still cheat on a person if you're poly.
1,000%. Lying is still lying.
Yeah.
Like it fucking hurts to be on the receiving end of a lie. Just don't.
Period. Just don't do it. Be in communication.
Be real.
So yeah, I guess
we're breaking up this weekend because I'm trying to get some dick down.
Yeah.
See you on Monday.
Like literally.
Maybe that's poly.
That's poly. You're right. I guess that was poly.
She's so ahead of her time.
I know. I did. That's why I'm monogamous now, because it was just.
Well, you've tried it all.
Yeah, I have. I really have.
You're so worldly.
I know. Anyways, I found out like later though. I was talking with, and I found out that while during one of our breakups, Dildo had sex with him.
Of course. But really quick, just because I feel like this is such how that situation goes. They did do that. Did she ever once make it like known or express the interest in this guy at all to you? Like, of course not.
No,
of course not.
She's only ever
it was a thing to do because he was your boyfriend. I'm sure.
She's only ever let me know that everyone thinks I'm stupid and she brings me along because she feels bad for me.
Oh my god, that's so
And I was like, that makes sense.
That's a real Glinda friend you got.
That's some Aries behavior, to be honest. I'm just saying. It's like, sorry, you're not the hottest person in the room right now. We can both be hot at the same time.
Jealousy.
I rebuke it. Anyway, so fast forward, I break up with abusive boyfriend.
Good.
And it's like a whole thing.
22-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
I break up with abusive boyfriend, and I'm with a different kind of abusive boyfriend. I'm with a Dominican guy. You guys all know that shit's crazy.
If only we were filming right now.
I'm with a Dominican. You're getting cheated on. Dominican women, 10 out of 10. Dominican men, you know, they're here for a fun time, not a long time.
He was a Pisces too.
You know, he was a Leo. So I'm with this Dominican guy, and that was worse than the guy who hit me. I'm gonna be so real. The emotional turmoil this man put me through was crazy. And also his connection to dildo was crazy.
No. Damn, you went from one boyfriend to the next, and Dilla's just all entangled and messy.
Dildo is messy. Dildo, I lived in Canada for a year to go to school, to the Vancouver Film School.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that about me.
I didn't know about you. I'm really excited to learn that.
I know Vancouver Film School.
Smart, beautiful, and amazing.
Oh my god, she's an international girl. It's international. Yeah, I went there, had some actually kind of sad sexual abuse stuff happen there, so I left early. Because it was a school full of rich kids that can get away with a lot of stuff, and you can't sue people in Canada, so I left.
What?
Yeah, you can't sue them.
Litigation doesn't exist in Canada?
I think it does, but not for you can't sue people for millions if they sexually harass you or assault you. So, I mean, I might be wrong, but maybe they just told me that, but
I'm not surprised.
Anyway, I was in Canada, but I was also in a relationship with a Dominican guy who was very obviously cheating on me. He was, I think, still fucking his ex-wife.
Woo!
And then him and would go out to the club all the time. And then Dildo was dating this guy named Luke, who was in a very committed relationship with another girl.
Not Dildo.
So I was out in Canada one time, and I was feeling really sad. And I remember they were at the club together, and I was like, "Oh, great! My bestie and my boyfriend are out there partying, and they're having such a nice time." Because I don't get jealous the same way people get jealous. I'm very secure. I had a lot of secure attachment before I met Jose. Yeah. Honestly, I was very whatever. If you're cheating on me, that's on you. Whatever. Which I mean, yeah. Then I met Marcus, and I was fucking crazy. I was like Huda. It's that's why I get Huda, because something happens to you and it ruins you. Yeah. But I don't judge her, because we're all so much closer to being Huda than we are to whatever we think we are. And that's all I gotta say. And that's on period. Okay?
Beautiful.
So she said,
so you're out here being a secure attachment queen.
I'm out here just minding my business with people who fucking eat ketchup chips. And put maple on everything. Fucking savages. And they're out at the club. I didn't hear from them for 2 days.
Whoa.
Either of them.
That's a lot of cocaine. Sorry.
But then he calls, then Jose calls me, and he's like, "Hey, I was with Dildo, and she broke up with Luke, and she was having a hard time, so I let her stay at the house." I was like, "Why is she staying at your house?" And
she lived there too.
Well, yeah, unconfirmed, but I know they did. Because she was so weird when I came back from Canada. So fucking weird when I came back.
And she did it before. So.
Yeah. So she was still trying to date this Luke guy. I think she was fucking Jose. And then she was also dating this current guy that she's married to now, who's a fucking NYPD cop. But at the time, he was just a little Navy boy fuck cuck. He was just
still is.
Yeah. Little Navy boy fuck cuck. And he was so corny and stupid. He was half Italian and half Irish, and he was so fucking racist, and she loved it because she's self-hating. So this is when I slowly started realizing I don't know if I fuck with her.
Are we even friends?
Yeah, I was 23 at this point. I'd come back from Canada, and I was just this girl's crazy. All she wants to do is get drunk and tell me how dumb I am, but I'm just seeing her do dumb shit. progressively over the course of our relationship. And I
Doing
know
dumb
she's
shit,
like,
getting dinked down by dumb dick.
yeah, the dumbest dick. Love it. I blame Jose and Dildo for the reason why I'm asexual. I'm gonna be so real. I'm just like fuck people altogether.
You said all y'all.
I'd
It's
rather
ruined.
eat shit
It's ruined for
die.
all y'all now.
But yeah. So that's been happening. Whatever. She has like a whole thing with the Luke guy. She's like in like a huge. She's in a love square. She's in a square. She's a mess. She's emotionally unstable. But then the military guy's like, look, I'm moving back to New York. Do you want to come with me? And she's like,
Living out.
she's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do it. And then I got a little sad because I'm like, well, who am I gonna hang out with? Ari? Like
Her best friend.
my best friend. We had a moment too. We never had a breakup, but we had a growing apart thing. She became progressively more white after college, and that was really hard for me to adjust to.
That is.
She wasn't white before. Like, I mean, she's white, but she
Sure.
didn't act white.
Sure.
Now she's very white, and it's still an adjustment. It's like it's hard, you know.
Sure, that's tough.
Spent more time with her being like upfront and in my face than like, so maybe we can so there's like, what do you want?
No, but like as a white person, fair. It's my one of my biggest flaws is just not honoring how I'm feeling, communicating that, and just being like, okay, see you later.
It's like it's low-key insulting to me because all I want for my white friends is to be able to say anything they want to say.
Thank you for that.
Just as long as they say it with their chest. I don't want no like haha, and that's why your mom doesn't love you. LOL. No, I want to, that's why your mom doesn't love you. Like that I respect.
That's so funny. And that's why your mom's a hoe.
Yeah, period. You know? And I'll be like, she is. No. She'll be like, what? Yeah, so she moved to New York and it was like a whole thing.
So she moves. This is now this 23.
Yeah, and it's fine because like that was why Ari was also in New York. T was also in New York. So I was like, okay, all my besties are in New York, you know? So I made a couple frequent trips out there.
Yeah.
I'd broken up with Jose. Thank God. I just started taking like, you know, I'm 24 at this time and I'm really starting to like kick off my career as like an actress, creative, comedian. The goal was to be on SNL. So I was
She's dedicated
a lot. I was at UCB New York because it's the better UCB. And I said what I said. UCB New York is better than UCB LA. People are more talented.
You heard it here.
Period. And you can keep that on.
You heard it here in LA.
Don't bleep it. There are talented people at UCB LA. I just like UCB New York better.
But not as much as
That's not. No, I just feel like New York, the instructors are a little meaner, which I appreciate.
you need that sometimes.
And I think like, you know, like the LA instructors are a little soft, so they let you pass without like challenging you.
That's not helpful though.
I don't think
We need critical everything.
But no, yeah. So I'd go to New York to do UCB, because the goal was to get on SNL. But then I was like, I'm in town, like I want to hang out. And then she was like, great. So we go, we hang out. And this is where the beginning of the deterioration started.
It's been bubbling for years at this point.
I'm hanging out with her and her boyfriend and all of his like fucking friends. They're all fucking goons. She's trying to set me up with this one guy who was in NYPD already. I'm gonna give him
see my face right now.
Yeah, boyfriend. Both of his parents were in NYPD and they were detectives, and so like his whole goal was to be. His parents were really sweet though, which is kind of crazy. Like I almost couldn't believe they were cops.
Yeah,
like they were nice people, but like his goal was like, I want to be in the family business. I want to be a fucking Gestapo goon. I want to be a fucking pig. I want to be in the fucking farm.
No, that's a choice people make.
For sure. But I think he was too stupid. Like he'd like failed like the cop test like 4 times.
That's who
and he was like living in the basement of his parents' house with her life was like, or with Dildo. So their life was in like, you know, a weird space and I'm like blooming.
Yeah.
And this is where we get back to this space, right?
In my life, and we're gonna rebuke jealousy, but
we're gonna rebuke it.
Also fair to say
my life is different than her life. Like she wants to be
it comes back to the comparison one.
Yeah.
It's like comparison is for sure the thief of joy. But it's like,
oh, I love that.
It's a poly thing. It's comparison is the thief
I've
of
heard
joy.
it before. I love it.
And then compersion is like the variety, or compersion is the spice of life.
Compersion? Mm-hmm. That sounds like a slur.
I know.
Anyway, so I get to her place. I'm staying with her. I'm hanging out with all the goons. She was trying to set me up with this guy, and he was the worst. We were on the train going down. I was like, we need to get tickets. And he's like, no, we don't. I'm NYPD. I'll just flash my badge. I wanted to throw up right then and there.
I kind of just did a little bit in my mouth.
I was like,
it's
don't
crazy.
do that. I'll pay for the ticket. He's like, don't pay for the ticket. And I'm like, and this is definitely a guy who's not voting for Zoran, by the way. So I was like, okay, so you want to ride the train free, but with your badge. Like, what? Back to the point. The goon wants to get us on the train. We get on the train. He has another friend who works in finance. He has another Dominican friend. They're a whole mess. And I just thought this group of friends is so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, you got a finance guy who's definitely in the mob. You got you got a corrupt cop that wants to fucking take free transit. And I made a joke to them one time. I was like, at the time I was working on a show with Ari called Ladywood.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, I kind of want to make a show about you guys, but I'm not going to do that. If you know how production works, it takes a lot of time to make your own shit. Why would I make something for them? It was a joke. Just prefacing that. So then, like, we have a good time. Then I leave at Dildo's house and, sorry, backtrack. Before I leave Dildo's house, we get lunch together. We get lunch, and then she starts a soft breakup with me. We're at a Denny's ass place. And I'm like talking to her. I'm like, I'm really excited for your life. I love that you're going to nursing school. Da, 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 da. I was just really happy to be there. I was happy to enjoy her.
Just being a good supportive friend.
She goes, so I see that your life is going in one direction and my life is going in another. And I just feel like I don't know if there's room for our friendship. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, we could do different things and still be friends. She's like, no, it's just like you're like in Hollywood and you're gonna like do things and I'm just here. And I was like, what's wrong with being just here? You're doing amazing stuff.
Right.
Like I was really proud of her. I was like, you're in nursing school.
That's huge.
Like you're an intelligent person.
No joke.
Like, I actually take that back. She's not an intelligent person, but I said it. I lied. I maybe I meant it. No, I meant it at the time.
To go to nursing school you have to know something.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's like doing this whole thing, and it was like very heartbreaking for me. I was like, no, I value friendship. I'm a loyal person. I'm like, I value friendship.
So like you're not expecting to break up at this point.
No,
you flew across the country to visit.
Yeah, I was just like, dude, we just like do all this like for what? Like, And she's like, okay, like she just kind of seemed whatever. And then I was like, okay, love you, bye, whatever. A couple days later, I'm hanging out with T. Out of nowhere, I get a text from her, and it says, hey, was thinking about the script you want to write about the boys.
I was like, what? The script you really want to write?
Yeah, I was thinking about the script you want to write about the boys, and I think that you could be putting them in a lot of danger because one of them's a cop, the other one has this, the other one's that. And I'm like, I was like, first of all,
funny.
I said, I kind of was just like pissed at her. Yeah. And she's like, it's not cool. Like she was like she was like regañando. Like she was like getting me in trouble for something I didn't even do. I just made a joke. I just said like you guys would make a funny show.
Sure.
Which is maybe just an LA thing. I feel like people know it's a funny show. Because everyone's trying to pitch.
Is that an LA? Please comment. Let us know. This is. I feel like
how many times have you pitched a show?
Right.
It's gonna be a funny show.
Right. Is that now? I'm really like, is this a California LA thing?
I think
we
might
do this
be
here nowhere else.
I think other places do it, but I think we do it more. Like, and we do it more like we're not serious. We're just like, this is a funny show. Except Jocelli's always serious.
Jocelli's always serious.
Jocelli's always serious. And she'll do it. She's doing a show right now.
1,000 projects.
Yeah. And Jocelli's a brilliant producer, director.
Shout out to Jocelli, producer, director, extraordinaire. She's incredible.
Yeah. If she says she's gonna do it, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be fucking good. Yeah, it's written.
Should be a guest.
You can get that tatted on your ass.
It's been written.
It's been written.
Oh my god, that's actually really hot and sexy.
Yeah. Very original.
Love plot.
But anyways, so she's like, I've been thinking about the show you're writing for the boys. It's really uncool. You should always like ask before you do. I'm like, bitch, I'm not. And I was like, you're so foolish. I was like, she really truly has to make things about her.
2 days after the fact too. It's very wild.
And then I was like pissed, and I was like, it's crazy that you're making this about you. And I was like, I was like, why? I can barely make my own show. Why would I make a show about your fuck ass boyfriend and his stupid friends? Like, I was mad. I was like, I don't care about these people.
And I hope she told them that.
I hope she did. I hope she showed them a fucking thing. I was like, they're stupid, and they're like, I
they're ugly.
They're stupid. They are ugly. And I was just like, I don't want to do this. I was like, and I said, I'm so tired of you always like assuming the worst of me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't deserve it. And I had to defend myself. This is the first time I ever defended myself for her. I was like, you always assume the worst in me, and I've never in my life how to defend myself the way that you make me feel like I have to defend myself.
That was a long time coming. That was something probably
Ever
brewing and
in my
bubbling in you
life.
for damn near a decade.
Right.
That's ugh.
It pissed me off. I was like,
Needed to be said.
I just like, and that's like the thing. That's also like, and my mom does this, who's also an Aries. It's very Aries when they don't know how to work through their shit, they'll make it about you.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know how I'm processing this. You can handle that for me.
Aries and projection like peanut butter and jelly, baby. That's
And I hope every Aries listening to this,
you're the problem.
you're the problem.
100%.
And go fuck yourself and fuck me too.
But congrats on being hot.
Yeah, congrats on being the hottest person. You're hot, but you're emotionally unstable. And honestly, I feel like they would agree with that.
That's fair. Actually, fair.
I've never been an Aries person that didn't defend their emotional stability.
Yeah.
Like they never do. never have they ever defended their emotional stability. They just keep blaming. They're not listening. That's why.
Right. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on our podcast. Fuck Aries.
Yeah. Anyway, but to finish it off, that happened. I didn't hear back from her since.
She didn't respond to that at all.
No. This is in 2014.
Wow.
We're still friends on Instagram, but she doesn't like any of my shit. I don't like any of her shit. We're just like we're just like ignoring each other. 2020 happens.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter happens.
She's married up.
And she's officially engaged to he finally made it to cop school, guys. He finally did it. He passed the test.
They always do.
Yeah.
The ones that are determined like that.
Yeah.
They'll get a badge and a gun.
Yeah. Sure. He's definitely like pro ice.
It's brutal.
Anyhow, years go by, Black Lives Matter happens. I post something about like, me, like, having a mom who, is black, goes through things. She's black and Latino, it's like the two targets of the century these days, Luckily she's a citizen being a Puerto Rican, but unfortunately she was abused, and like a lot of like her mental illness and trauma is directly related to white supremacy.
Sure.
And the way that the United States like fucking ran a train.
We can crack
everything. That's for the next podcast.
To it.
Like when the United States just like fucking ran a fucking biological train, like a biological warfare train on like fucking Puerto Rico to like test products on them, like So it's like it's just what it is. So I was like talking about like how it's like like I was not as sensitive to my mom. It was a very self-aware one. It's like me like as like lighter skinned black person, like I could have been more sensitive to my mom, and like this is me. So like white people, like if I can like acknowledge that like these are things, then whatever,
Yeah.
So she sends me a message, and also I've been saying fuck cops because I've always been this way, but especially now
ACAB,
because ACAB forever. All cops are bastards. Say with me, all
cops
are
bastards.
Bastards.
All cops are bastards.
All cops are bastards. Anyway, she hated that. And after years of not talking to me, years,
What does that mean? That's like 6 years at this point.
yes, years,
Honey.
she sends me a message and says, "It's really funny how you care so much about black people when I'm browner than you."
What?
She makes it about herself again. And I'm just like, that's not what this is. And then your hatred for cops, like blah 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 blah. I forget what it. I wonder if I
Care about black people when I'm browner than you. Like
it was crazy. It was just like the paraphrase was like, I'm browner than you, so if anyone should have an opinion, it's me.
It's it.
Right. Like exactly.
Yeah.
And like it's me, and like you're a self-hating white person. Do you forget your dad's white? I was like, I've never forgot my dad's white, bitch. She's like, you've always tried to connect to your whiteness, and I like remember how I said I said all this is gonna run back. I brought you into the Latino community, and all you cared about was black people. Viste? Yeah, damn straight. All I cared about is black people because racially I'm black. And I do care about Latino people, but the Latino people didn't care about me. And like black people cared about me and saw me with them, and I saw myself in them, and I was like, this is my community.
Yeah.
Period.
I can also, I feel like, beyond the scope of all of that, the fact that you're literal children at the time.
Right.
Babe, what?
Like biracial identity crisis. It's a thing.
Babe, yeah, like we're all just out here literally just trying to like figure out being alive still.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Why are you gonna do this to kids?
I'm just saying. So she was like popping off on me, and she's like, you need to learn more about cops before you open up your fucking mouth. blah, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, just because you're fucking engaged to a cop. Like, I forget what I said, but I said something really mean. I said some nasty shit, hateful, mean things to her. I don't remember verbatim what I said, but definitely I know the key words were, you're married to a cuck cop bitch. I said, you're married to a cuck. You have no personality.
Ooh.
I was like, you're hateful. I said that you're hateful. I said, you will never find belonging in the communities that like you seek belonging in, because you don't even know how to belong to yourself.
Y'all do not piss Dani off.
I'm just saying, don't piss me off. I was like, no one will ever validate you the way that you can validate yourself. So if you like marrying marrying a cop won't make you safer.
Ooh.
I was like, because to them, you ain't shit.
Also,
yeah, it won't make you whiter. It won't make you safer.
A little bit like, quite literally, statistically speaking, marrying a cop makes you way more way more in danger.
Yeah. And then I said,
you're way less safe being married to a cop.
Right. And then I said to her, I don't remember if it was at the beginning or at the end. And I was like, and I love how after years of not talking to me, you choose to open your mouth at me at the dumbest shit. I didn't do anything to you. You were such a bitch to me. And like, I just like, and then she writes back this. It was like one sentence. It's like, we grew apart. We didn't have a breakup.
Welcome to ex-best friend.
And then I was like, fuck!
That's crazy.
And I showed Marcus, and Marcus was like, this girl's unhinged. And I was like, blocked.
Yeah.
Never talked to her again.
Wow. That was 2020, and that was the last
time I talked to her.
All right, well, I have to know, what if Dildo Baggins was here right now? Can we bring in... I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, when you said that, I was like, I'll just like
on site. On site, huh?
I would physically fight her. I make her put her baby down, and I kick her in the mouth. So I don't believe in violence against children. But sometimes your mama needs to get whopped.
Sure. Gotta know it's possible. Wow.
I said what I said.
That's actually really amazing and powerful for you to be so just like obviously sure in your decision.
Because
like, there's no wiggle room. There's nothing.
There's no talking to this person.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to fight. Yeah. I know you don't love that. But
yeah.
I mean, when there's nothing else, there's your fists.
That's so crazy.
It's just sad. You get it. You get it.
Wow.
That being said, I don't really believe in violence, and I probably wouldn't hit her.
But the feelings, the raw,
like if I could hit her without going to jail,
sure.
Maybe I'd spit on her. I don't know. I hate her.
Yeah, I love that. That's why I want to know. Like, so it's like if
they
were here, if you saw them kind of on site, what if? I mean, I know they're blocked, but if in some way somehow, what if Dildo tried to reach out to you today and like have some like interest in reconciliation possible? Was
absolutely
that not even?
No, I'm cold-blooded.
Beautiful.
If you
as you deserve,
the fuck off. Like, I will never talk to you again. You are dead. She died.
You're my hero, actually.
Like, why would I need to be Dani when I grow again?
Good.
Like, I had spied on her on my Finsta one time just to see what she was up to. And I will say this, beautiful children.
Sure.
And like, I really do hope that she's like changed. And,
yeah.
Has like a good life.
You can really hope.
So here's the thing. It's complex for me.
Sure.
Hear me out. I would prefer if she never talked to me, but I'd love to see her do good things.
Aww.
I would love to be not a fly on the wall, but like exist around her through never talking to her, never bringing anything up, but just watching her as an individual, doing so many good, beautiful things. That actually feels better than fighting for her, like physically fighting her. Like I would rather if like somebody's like, you have the choice to physically fight her and then she can be like an NPC or you can bless her, like we can bless her with goodness in her heart and like make her a really good person that's gonna like save people and like advocate for people. I'll always choose that. Because that to me is more powerful.
It is.
And that actually makes me feel better. Like I don't ever want to see her again. I never have any desire to be a friend no matter how good of a person she is.
Yeah.
I just want her to be a good person over there. Not at me. I want to never know her again, but I want her to be a good person.
Yeah. That is the restorative justice model. I just want to make sure that was heard because he's not Mike, but that is.
What is that?
The restorative justice model.
That is what I actually prefer.
That's beautiful.
If I'm being completely honest.
That's gorgeous. That kind of leads. So here on XBF, we are most, I mean, as much as this is fun to kiki with, the besties and chit chat, whatever, ultimately this is about it's community and it's about like wanting good for the world in general, but those around us, those not around us, being related to, feeling like you're not alone, feeling like going through things doesn't have to be so lonely if there's others who have gone through it already or are currently going through it. It's just like sometimes I say this and people take it the wrong way, but it's like no one's as special as we think they are. Everyone has some shit. And while it may be different shit, everyone has some shit.
Yeah.
So
They got something going on.
they got a little something
They
going
got something going on.
I love that. But so that's gorgeous. So how does this now, having gone through this?
This is like CBT, honestly.
Yeah.
I like that you let me physically fight her, and then I realized that's not what I want.
Yeah.
I want her to be a good person.
No, I'm just here. I'm holding your hand, babe. We're walking
Thanks.
together. No,
Thanks for not judging that.
No judgment.
Thank you for not judging that too.
No judgment
I
ever.
know you
If
wanted
anything,
to, but I appreciate you not.
if anything, as Dominique Marie, the host of XBF, it's just gonna be really hard to not also hate all the ex best friends. Just kidding. I don't hate.
You should absolutely hate her, but we should like, can we do like
We
a
root for her.
secular prayer that she becomes a good person?
No, I root for her. I do. Raise your children.
Yeah.
Be a parent.
Let's see, like, dear blessed Allah or all gods out there, whatever your name is, she, her, they, them.
Period.
Make Dildo Baggins the most wonderful mother. Let her not traumatize her children. Let her heal. Let her be a good person to everyone out there. Let me release that because it's none of my business anymore. And more importantly, because it does burn, but this actually kind of felt good. And let her be a beacon of hope and safety for people who are terrorized by cops. Amen.
Amen. Now at this point, we'll release Dildo. It's not so much about her anymore. We're bringing it back to you. You're
Okay.
our lovely guest, and I want to know now, having had this experience of being a former friend of Dildo Baggins, who is Dani as a friend today? How do you show up as a friend?
I think I have too many friends. That's been stressing me out. I've noticed that. Not so totally. No, because I genuinely like want to connect with people. I was talking to my friend Kelly about it yesterday. She's like, you know, too many people. So I was like, I do. She's like, and you really love all of these people.
Network
Very, like, deeply, you know. I try to be better. I mean, I work very well. I think we work really well together because we don't need to talk a lot.
Yeah.
But when we do talk, it's like
The love's always there.
it's like very easy. I do want to be a better communicator for my friends who need more from me.
Yeah.
I want to call them more and text them more.
That's beautiful.
I'm looking at one of my producers. No, I think like I want to be. I think I'm a really good friend. I really actually, one thing about me, I'm a good cook and I'm a good friend and I'm a good wife.
Totally.
But I want to be a better friend. I want to be better, not just like for what my expectations are of friendship, but to like to meet the needs of my friends truly.
That's really.
I want to, because I think that me being a better friend will actually make me be a better mother. And I'm going to probably have kids soon. And I want to really like be intentional and dedicate that time and like,
that's so fair. I feel you. And like, what it sounds like to me, like you said, you're going to be a mother soon. You kind of have to,
inshallah.
you kind of have to, you got to cultivate your kids' Theas and Theos right now. You got to really, this is, we've been in rough draft area, but like who's actually going to make final cut?
Right.
Be your children.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, because it's important. It's not, acquaintances can't be in your kids' lives.
Literally,
like
everyone in this room,
long terms.
everyone in this room, including Charlotte, who no one can see.
Shout out to Charlotte.
Shout out to Charlotte. She's like my little sister. I would leave my baby alone in a room with them, or like, no, I mean that. Like, I would
but
know,
that's huge.
I would know that my baby is like alive and safe.
Yeah.
And even though Jeremy wouldn't like want to immediately watch my baby, Jeremy would love my baby.
Yeah.
And Jeremy would do a good job watching my baby. As much as he loves to say that he hates kids, he'd probably like my kid. I don't believe him. Really He's a liar. We all know this.
Cool. Yeah. I like that your answer of how you show up as a friend now was, here's what I'm working on. That's really beautiful, actually, because the work's never done, as we all know.
You have to work hard to be a good person.
1000%.
You're not just like born a good person. If you're
not only that, but there's just like there's no being done learning.
Yeah.
You don't reach anything. It's constant. You'll be doing it forever.
Yeah.
That's really gorgeous and beautiful. I love that answer.
I'd also like to process a little slower because I think
Mhm.
sometimes, like what I was saying before, I know what's going on a lot before my other friends do, just because the way my brain works. I
Yeah.
think you're a fast processor too.
Yeah.
Actually, I learned that about you when we had like some work stuff, and I was like, "Wait, are we the same person? I can just tell you this now."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Do you get what I need from you now?" And you're like, "Yes." And I was like, "Period." And it was like really easy.
I remember that.
I think T's used to it now. T's succumbed.
Mm.
But Ari does not like it when I process for her.
Oh, really?
She feels like she's lost autonomy, which is fair.
That's fair. That's actually really
So
beautiful.
I also want to work on because I don't see it as losing autonomy. I see it as I'm helping you.
I literally would have
I'm
never
here
thought
for
that.
you.
But hearing it, that I can see how that could
It's
feel that way.
I'm writing a script about our friendship, like a dark comedy about like what it was like to grow apart.
I
and
can't
grow
wait to get
together.
Ari on here. I would
know.
have you both on together.
I don't think she has any like.
You know what?
extreme
Your gap.
Oh,
Yeah.
we didn't have a gap. It
Yeah.
was like we were still together. It was just like she was just meaner. And she'll agree. She was meaner. She's the villain and she agrees. I'm not. We've went over this.
Okay. That's fair.
This is one where I will not. I am the full victim.
No way.
And the people who were there know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if she can say it, then that's
No, she
fair.
will. She'll be like literally like it's on BuzzFeed. You can also see it on BuzzFeed. Like if you type in Ari and Dani stuff, you can see like our stuff like in real time.
All right. Well, so if y'all are trying to get me later tonight, I'll be busy. Obviously.
Yeah, I'll send you the links. But yeah, I want to be better at minding my business, I guess is the best way to say it.
I like
But
that.
being supportive. I need to find that balance. So, to all of my friends who are in here, thanks for being patient with me and being like loving about that and being understanding about that. But also please feel free to like directly let me know because sometimes that
Yeah.
I can't we're all unreliable narrators.
Absolutely.
So like don't make me do all this work.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of work already.
Everyone's so busy. We all work so much.
I'm doing so much work in it. And I promise it's easier to just be like, I don't like that. And I'm like, do you know why? No. And I'm like, okay, I'll leave you alone. I love you. I'm here. It's gonna be that simple.
You're an amazing friend.
Thanks. You're
It's
an amazing
beautiful.
friend.
Last little thing before we wrap, to our audience, if there's anybody currently listening right now, either like fresh off a friend breakup or like kind of in the thick of it going through it right now, anything you would want to say to them, it can be advice, it could be haha sucks for you, it can be it can be whatever you want, but some words from Dani to someone maybe going through the thick of it right now.
Welcome to the thing that's gonna continue to shape you.
The continue
That's big. And you can let it do whatever you want to. There's no right or wrong. But I feel like for me, I would like to let it if I were you, not in a condescending way, I would let it give me space to grieve these weird parts of myself and hopefully grow into a more compassionate, thoughtful person that's not thinking about myself all the time. I think that when there's like dissent, whenever there's an argument, there's room for growth and change. And I think we just see it as like we see it as like the death of something, but it's really the birth of something. And
simultaneously.
I think so, I feel like because like death has a negative connotation too. And like so I'm not shitting on death, but I'm just saying like not shitting on it.
Don't come for me.
But I think that you know, every day is an opportunity to grow and be like, a better person. And if you're going through a friend breakup, maybe you could be like, well, hey, can we use this opportunity to be like open and honest about the thing that's really scary? Because regardless of where we go right now, we can like learn from this.
That is actually so brilliant.
Oh, good.
Because
I hope it made sense.
No, it really did.
And
And that's part of why I want this specifically, because it's like when I went through my friend breakup, when you're in the thick of it in the moment, it feels so lonely and isolating. I think because it's like love and romantic breakups are just usually the conversation around breakups as a whole.
Yeah.
But friend breakups, it's like, I don't know, it's just like not as brought up as much. So when I was going through mine, it just felt lonely, and it was like, what do you do? What can be done? Should I try to do anything? What should I be doing? Or all these different things. So for you to say, like, use the opportunity that you have and kind of get the most out of it that you can, even if it's not the outcome you want or any whatever expectations, all these things, just like use your opportunities.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I love that.
Because like regardless of what
I would have loved to have heard that in the thick of my friend breakup of being just feeling very alone and lonely and lost. I'm like, wait, actually, this is a character building moment. So
I will say, and
it's
like,
really
I
cool.
don't want to like get into like a whole other thing, but just like as like a quick thing, when me and Ari were going through our descent period, um, and she'll even say this, like, I was just like, there's no way we're not gonna live without each other.
We're coming on the other
And
side of
there's
this
no way that
together.
you think you can live without me. You know what I mean? There's just no fucking way. Like, you'll die and I'll die. Like, you
I'm
know?
gonna clip in Ari right here being like, I can't live without Danny.
No, she probably would.
No, I know.
But like, I remember like one time, like she came in and I said, do you still want to be my friend? And she's like, yeah, we're still friends. I was like, I'm really sad and confused. I just said it. I was like, I'm really sad. I'm really scared and I'm really confused.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to be your perfect friend anymore. And she's like, you don't have to be my perfect friend. And I was like, I know, but like, I don't really know who I am.
See, because there's always more to it. It's
Yeah.
very rarely is it the actual whatever like kind of bubbling thing between the two people as it is just like the things going on with people. We all have things. We all got a little something
Right.
going on.
And she used to be more direct, so it would help me regulate who I am and help with my self-awareness. When she went to college, met white people, she felt it was less her business to tell me who I am.
Interesting.
And so I was very scared. I was like, where am I? Because I'm not going to just rely on me. And she was like, but her whole thing was trust yourself. You know you're a good person.
Sure.
But she never said that.
Sure.
She just made it like, you can do it.
I'm sure.
Go do
Well, and it's like part of me gets
Believe
it
in yourself. But it was like
being your
mean.
friend and knowing you, and you are just really, truly so amazing, confident, and incredible. I could see how be like, well, obviously she's got to know that. Obviously, she's Dani. Like she lives it. Of course, she does these things.
Yeah, but I
Like,
relied on
you were
her to
just
tell
like, I
me
wanna
the
hear
truth.
it,
Like,
you know?
if I rubbed somebody the wrong way, they would usually tell her and be like, I don't know what Dani did. And then she would either save me or be like, Dani, you fucked up. You gotta talk to them. No, I do. Like, it was just like my compass was gone. And that is what friendships are. Friendships are a little codependent.
Gorgeous.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And they are compasses for how you navigate certain social situations and like the world around you. When you feel like you lose that compass,
Yeah.
it's very scary. But
Disorienting.
sometimes it's good to lose. Like, I didn't need the dildo Baggins compass. That shit was broken. That shit was sending me. That shit was.
Not once did that motherfucker lead north.
I felt like
point north.
Christopher Columbus up in that bitch. I was like, I'm trying to go to India.
Lost. Lost. Oh Lord.
Bad joke. I contain multitudes, Jocelli.
That's fair. Thank God.
I could be a piece of shit and I could be the deepest person you've ever met.
There's layers. She has depth.
It's called dichotomy, bitch. I'm just joking.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here today. We were honored, blessed, just so lucky to have you. I would love for this to be the first of many episodes with you. If you're down, we're down. Thank you so much for being my next best friend.
Hopefully I don't have more friend breakups. I only have 4.
I'm gonna need people to break up with Dani so she can come back on my show, please. Thank you. Just kidding. Nobody. The joke is that like, nobody wants to break up with you. You're gonna have. You're gonna have to make in the draft picks of who gets to be your friend.
Okay.
You have the power.
Oh,
baby.
so like
balls in your court.
bring all of med team in, and I'll like choose like
put us in brackets
brackets to like support.
make us fight each other, and then winner gets to be your friend.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, top 8 your friends.
Okay, perfect. I love that.
All right, shouts out to MySpace. That's been Ex Best Friend. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I love you too.
Thank you, Gorgeous.